You feel it, don't you? Something in the way she looks at you. Something in the silence between your conversations. Something unspoken that lingers even when she says nothing at all. And it confuses you because she never clearly tells you how she feels. She never openly admits it, yet there's this strange pull, this invisible thread connecting you to her, and you start wondering, is it real, or is it just in your head? But here's the truth most men never realize. Attraction is rarely loud, especially in a woman who feels deeply. Instead, it hides. It slips through small gestures, subtle behaviors, unconscious signals that reveal far more than words ever could. And as Carl Jung believed, what is unconscious always finds a way to express itself, no matter how much someone tries to hide it. So if you've been second-guessing yourself, if you've been asking why she acts one way, but never says anything, this is where everything starts to make sense. Because once you see these signs, you won't be able to unsee them. And suddenly, her behavior will feel like a message you were always meant to understand. Sign number 1. She mirrors you without realizing it. This is one of the most powerful psychological signals of attraction. Yet it's also one of the most unnoticed, because it happens beneath awareness. You'll see her copying your tone, your words, even your habits. Maybe you start using a certain phrase, and suddenly she uses it too. Maybe you lean forward while talking, and she does the same. Maybe your energy shifts, and hers follows. This is not coincidence. This is her unconscious trying to align with you. Because deep down, she wants connection. She wants to feel in sync with you. Jung described this as a reflection of the psyche seeking harmony. When someone is drawn to you, their inner world begins to adapt to yours. And the key here is, she doesn't even realize she's doing it, which makes it even more real, because conscious attraction can be faked, but unconscious mirroring cannot. And if you notice this happening consistently, not once, not twice, but again and again, then you're not imagining it. She is drawn to you on a level she may not even fully understand herself. Sign number 2. She creates reasons to be around you, but never makes it obvious. This is where things get even more interesting. Because instead of directly seeking your attention, she'll find subtle ways to stay close to you. She might ask unnecessary questions. She might show up in places she knows you'll be. She might start conversations that don't really have a purpose, and you'll feel like it's random. Like it just happens, but nothing about it is random. Because when a woman is interested, but not ready to admit it, she moves indirectly. She approaches without approaching. She connects without confessing. And this is deeply tied to Jung's idea of the shadow, the part of us that hides what we truly feel. She may not consciously allow herself to express desire. Maybe due to fear, maybe due to past experiences. Maybe because she doesn't want to appear vulnerable, but that desire doesn't disappear. It finds another way out, and that way is through proximity, through presence, through these small, almost invisible attempts to stay connected to you. And the mistake most men make is they ignore it. They think, if she liked me, she would just say it. But attraction doesn't work like that, especially not for someone who feels deeply. Instead, it shows itself in patterns. Repeated behavior that quietly pulls you closer without ever saying a word. And if you start noticing that she's always somehow there, always part of your space, always finding a reason to engage with you, then you need to understand. This is not accidental. This is intention hidden beneath subtlety. And the more you become aware of it, the more clearly you'll start to see the truth behind her actions. Because what she cannot say directly, she reveals indirectly. And this is only the beginning of what she's been trying to show you all along. Sign number 3. She remembers the smallest details about you. Things you barely even remember saying yourself. And this is where her attention becomes undeniable. Because when a woman is emotionally invested, her mind begins to hold on to fragments of you. Your favorite food? A random story you told weeks ago. Something you mentioned in passing that seemed insignificant at the time, yet she brings it up later like it mattered. Like it stayed with her, and that's because it did. Attention is a form of emotional energy, and people don't give that energy to someone they feel nothing for. As Carl Jung suggested, what we focus on reveals what holds psychological importance to us. And if she is storing pieces of you in her memory, it means you are occupying space in her inner world. Not just temporarily, but in a way that lingers. And here's what makes this even more powerful. She doesn't do it to impress you. She does it naturally, effortlessly. Because her interest is not forced, it's genuine. And the more specific the details she remembers, the deeper that interest goes. Because casual attraction forgets. But emotional attraction remembers. It collects. It holds on. And if you start noticing that she recalls things you thought were unimportant, then you're not just someone she talks to, you're someone she pays attention to. And attention, when it is consistent and unforced, is one of the clearest signs of hidden desire. Sign number 4, her behavior changes around you. But she tries to hide it. This is where contradiction appears. Because part of her wants to stay composed, wants to appear unaffected. But another part of her reacts instinctively to your presence. And these two sides begin to clash. You might notice she becomes quieter around you, or suddenly more talkative than usual. Maybe she avoids eye contact one moment, and then looks at you longer than necessary the next. Maybe she acts confident with others, but slightly nervous with you. And this inconsistency is not confusion. It's internal conflict. Her conscious mind trying to stay in control, while her unconscious reveals what she truly feels. Jung often spoke about this tension between the persona, the mask we show the world, and the deeper self that cannot fully hide. And when a woman is attracted to you, but not ready to express it, that tension becomes visible. She cannot fully act normal around you because you affect her. Your presence disrupts her emotional balance, and no matter how much she tries to hide it, those subtle shifts in behavior will always slip through. And the key here is not perfection, it's inconsistency. Because when someone feels nothing, they remain steady, but when they feel something real, their behavior fluctuates. And if you start seeing these small changes, these moments where she seems slightly different only around you, then that difference is not random, it's emotional. It's her reacting to you in ways she hasn't fully accepted yet. Sign number 5. She tests you emotionally without making it obvious. This is one of the most misunderstood signs. Because it doesn't look like attraction at first. It can look like distance, like mixed signals. Like she's unsure, but in reality, she's observing you, trying to understand your depth, your intentions, your emotional stability. She might pull back slightly to see if you notice. She might say something that challenges you just to see how you respond. She might act indifferent for a moment. Not because she doesn't care, but because she wants to see if you do. And this comes from a deeper psychological place. The need for safety, the need to know that if she opens up, she won't be hurt. Jung's concept of the shadow plays a role here again. Because her fears, her past experiences, her hidden insecurities all influence how she approaches attraction. She cannot simply move forward without understanding what you are. So instead, she tests subtly, indirectly, without ever admitting it. And most men fail here because they misinterpret these moments. They think she's losing interest. They think she's playing games. But what they don't realize is, she's looking for emotional proof. Proof that you are consistent. Proof that you don't break under pressure. Proof that you can handle her depth without reacting impulsively. And if you pass these silent tests without even realizing they were tests, then something shifts inside her, because now you are no longer just someone she's curious about. You become someone she can begin to trust. And trust is the gateway to everything deeper that she hasn't yet revealed. Sign number 6. She opens up emotionally, but only in rare, unexpected moments, and this is where everything becomes deeper. Because a woman who is hiding her feelings will not consistently show vulnerability. She won't suddenly tell you everything she feels. Instead, it comes in glimpses. Small cracks in the wall she's built around herself. Maybe one day she shares something personal, out of nowhere. Something she doesn't usually tell others. Maybe her tone softens, her guard drops for just a moment, and you see a different side of her, a more real side, and then just as quickly, she pulls back again, like nothing happened. Like she revealed nothing at all. And this confuses you, because you don't understand why she would open up and then retreat. But the answer is simple. Vulnerability is risk. And when feelings are hidden, that risk feels even greater, as Carl Jung explained. The deeper parts of the psyche are not revealed all at once. They emerge slowly, carefully, only when there is a sense of safety. And if she is allowing you to see those parts of her, even briefly, it means you are becoming someone significant in her inner world. Because people do not expose their emotional depth to just anyone. They do it when something inside them feels drawn. When something says, maybe you can trust this person. And even if she pulls back afterward, that moment was real. That glimpse was not accidental. It was her truth slipping through before her defenses could stop it. Sign number 7. She gets affected by your attention and your absence. This is the final and most revealing sign, because it shows not just attraction, but emotional impact. You'll notice that when you give her attention, her energy shifts. She becomes more present, more engaged, more alive in subtle ways. But when you pull back, when you become distant, something changes. She might act indifferent on the surface. She might pretend not to care. But her behavior tells a different story. Maybe she becomes quieter. Maybe she tries to initiate contact in indirect ways. Maybe her mood seems slightly off when you're not around. And this is because your presence has started to matter to her more than she admits. Jung believed that emotional attachments operate deeply within the unconscious, influencing behavior even when the conscious mind resists it. And this is exactly what happens here. She may not allow herself to openly express how much she values your attention, but her reactions will reveal it, because you cannot fake emotional impact. You cannot pretend someone's absence means nothing if it truly affects you. And if you see this pattern, if you notice that your presence lifts her and your absence shifts her, then you are no longer just someone in her life. You are someone who has entered her emotional space in a way she cannot easily ignore. And when you step back and look at all of this together, the mirroring, the subtle proximity, the attention to detail, the behavioral shifts, the emotional testing, the rare vulnerability, and the way she responds to your presence, a clear picture begins to form. One that was always there, but hidden beneath layers of subtlety. Because attraction, especially deep attraction, is rarely direct. It moves quietly. It reveals itself in patterns, in repeated behaviors that speak louder than words ever could. And the reason most people miss it is because they are looking for something obvious, something undeniable, when in reality, the truth is often found in what is barely visible, in what is felt more than it is said. And this is what makes it powerful. Because once you understand these signs, once you learn to read what lies beneath the surface, you no longer have to guess. You no longer have to question whether it's real or imagined. You begin to see people for what they truly feel, not just what they choose to show. And that changes everything. Because now, you are not reacting blindly. You are observing consciously. You are understanding deeply. And most importantly, you are no longer missing what was right in front of you all along.